Millions of adults over the age of 60 are quietly terrified of a single life-altering event. It is not necessarily the fear of a heart attack or a stroke, it is the fear of a fall. The fear that a simple slip on a wet bathroom floor or a misstep on the front porch will result in the devastating cracking sound of a fractured hip. We all know the grim statistics. A hip fracture in your 70s can instantly permanently strip away your independence. Because of this entirely rational fear, seniors have been conditioned to wage an aggressive daily war against osteoporosis. And the primary weapon in this war sits right in your medicine cabinet. It is a massive, chalky white horse pill. You swallow 1,000 or 1,200 milligrams of raw calcium every single morning. Thoroughly convinced that you are pouring a foundation of solid concrete into your skeleton. You have been told your entire life that calcium equals strong bones. And therefore, swallowing massive amounts of concentrated calcium must be the ultimate shield against aging. But what if I told you that this daily ritual is one of the most chemically destructive habits? What if I told you that swallowing these massive doses of isolated calcium does not miraculously teleport the mineral into your bones, but instead unleashes a heavy toxic flood of raw chalk directly into your bloodstream? Every single day, older adults arrive in nephrology clinics and emergency rooms suffering from excruciating, agonizing pain, sudden spikes in blood pressure, and catastrophic renal failure. They are completely unaware that their kidneys are shutting down because they are literally choking to death on the very supplements intended to keep them healthy. Today, we are going to expose the terrifying biological reality of the calcium supplement industry. We are going to look deep inside the microscopic filtering tubes of your kidneys to understand exactly how raw calcium forces your body to manufacture jagged, razor-sharp stones. We will uncover a silent, irreversible disease called nephrocalcinosis, where your internal organs literally turn to stone. And, speaking as a cardiologist, I will reveal the deadly crossfire of calcium supplementation, how the excess chalk you swallow permanently cements your coronary arteries and your heart valves shut. Before we dive into the heavy, fascinating science of mineral metabolism, I must issue my standard and most vital medical disclaimer. This video is intended strictly for educational purposes. I am a doctor, but I am not your personal physician. The profound physiological processes and organ damage we are about to explore are based on extensive, peer-reviewed medical science. However, every single human body is unique. Some individuals have rare genetic conditions or specific medical profiles that require high-dose mineral therapy under intense clinical supervision. Do not ever use the information in this video as an excuse to abruptly stop taking any medication or supplement that your doctor has explicitly, personally prescribed to treat a diagnosed condition. Use the knowledge I am sharing with you today to educate yourself, to understand the immense power of over-the-counter pills, and to become a fierce, highly informed advocate for your own health. Then, take this knowledge directly to your primary care provider or your specialist and demand a serious conversation about your specific personal treatment plan. To understand why a seemingly harmless bone supplement can destroy your kidneys, we have to completely dismantle the greatest myth in modern nutrition. We have to look at the chemistry of the pill itself. When you buy a cheap, high-dose calcium supplement from the grocery store, you are almost always buying a chemical compound called calcium carbonate. In the natural world, calcium carbonate is limestone. It is chalk. It is the exact same chemical compound that makes up the hard shells of oysters and snails. When you swallow a 1,200 milligram tablet of calcium carbonate, you are quite literally swallowing a pulverized rock. The human digestive system was brilliantly engineered by nature over millions of years. It was designed to extract calcium slowly, delicately, and methodically from organic, living food sources, like dark leafy greens, almonds, yogurt, and fish. When you eat dietary calcium, your intestines slowly absorb it over the course of many hours, drip by drip, keeping the levels in your blood perfectly balanced. But when you drop a massive concentrated limestone pill into your stomach, you completely bypass this natural slow drip mechanism. Your blood serum calcium levels experience a sharp, unnatural vertical spike. The pill dissolves, and a massive, violently heavy wave of raw calcium is suddenly shoved directly into your bloodstream all at once. Your blood practically thickens with this heavy mineral. Your body operates on a strict principle called homeostasis. It demands perfect balance. When your brain and your parathyroid glands detect this massive, sudden surge of calcium in the blood, they panic. The body views this unnatural spike not as a helpful building block, but as an immediate toxic threat to your electrical system. Your body knows that if calcium levels stay too high in the blood, your heart will stop beating. So, your body initiates an emergency evacuation protocol. It commands your blood to dump the excess calcium immediately, and the primary organ responsible for filtering and dumping chemicals from your blood is your kidney. This brings us to the first devastating mechanism of kidney destruction, hypercalciuria. Your kidneys are suddenly hit with a tidal wave of heavy, raw calcium. The millions of microscopic, hair-thin filtering tubes inside your kidneys, the nephrons, are forced to frantically pull this calcium out of the blood and push it into your urine. Your urine becomes supersaturated with raw calcium. But calcium is a highly reactive mineral. As it sits in your concentrated urine, it begins to look for other chemicals to bind with. In the human kidney, calcium loves to bind with two specific compounds, oxalate and phosphorus. When this massive load of supplemental calcium encounters oxalate in your urine, the two chemicals violently lock together, forming a new, solid structure. They form calcium oxalate crystals. These are not soft, pliable structures. They are literal stones. Under an electron microscope, they look like jagged shards of broken glass or sharp medieval weapons. Because there is so much excess calcium being flushed through the system, these microscopic shards rapidly clump together, growing larger and larger. This is the birth of a massive kidney stone. Passing a full-size kidney stone is widely considered one of the most excruciating, agonizing experiences a human being can endure, frequently compared to unmedicated childbirth. You will feel a sudden, crushing, stabbing pain in your lower back that radiates down into your groin. You will become violently nauseated. You will see bright red blood in your urine as the jagged stone literally tears and lacerates the delicate inner lining of your urinary tract. A monumental, gold-standard study published in the New England Journal of Medicine tracked over 36,000 postmenopausal women for 7 years. They investigated the effects of high-dose calcium supplements. The results were undeniable. The women who took daily calcium supplements experienced a massive, statistically significant increase in the development of painful, dangerous kidney stones. The supplements were directly, mechanically forcing their kidneys to manufacture stones, but the sheer agony of passing a kidney stone is actually not the most terrifying danger of this chalky flood. A kidney stone, as terrible as it is, eventually passes out of the body. The true horror occurs when the calcium does not make it to the urine. The true horror occurs when the calcium permanently embeds itself into the tissue. This is a silent, catastrophic, and largely irreversible disease known as nephrocalcinosis. When the filtering tubes are relentlessly bombarded with high levels of calcium for years, the tissue becomes exhausted. Think of your kidney like a soft, highly efficient kitchen sponge. It expands, it contracts. Nephrocalcinosis is the equivalent of pouring liquid cement into that sponge and letting it dry. The delicate, flexible nephrons become completely calcified. They turn into rigid, hardened stone. When the kidney tissue calcifies, it dies. It completely loses its ability to filter toxins out of your blood. It loses its ability to balance your electrolytes and regulate your blood pressure. The American Journal of Kidney Diseases has published extensive warnings linking high-dose calcium to chronic kidney disease. The terrifying reality of nephrocalcinosis is that you will not feel it happening. There is no sudden, agonizing back pain. You will just wake up one day feeling profoundly fatigued. Your ankles will begin to swell with retained fluid. Your blood pressure will begin to creep up to dangerous levels, completely unresponsive to your normal medications. By the time your doctor realizes your creatinine levels are off the charts, the damage is already permanent. You cannot uncalcify a dead kidney. Seniors are unknowingly paving a direct path to the dialysis clinic. Now, as a cardiologist, I must broaden the scope of this danger. The kidneys are not the only organs desperately trying to handle the toxic flood. That heavy calcium is circulating through every single artery. Inside your coronary arteries, you likely have microscopic areas of inflammation or plaque. These areas act like magnets for excess calcium. The calcium drops out of the blood and permanently cements itself. Your arteries are supposed to be flexible and dynamic. They need to expand to handle blood pressure. But when calcium embeds into the arterial wall, your rubbery blood vessels literally turn into stiff, rigid, bone-like pipes. When an artery turns to stone, it cannot expand. If your blood pressure spikes from stress, the rigid artery cannot absorb the blow. The sheer force can cause plaque to rupture, instantly triggering a massive, fatal heart attack. Furthermore, this excess calcium loves to settle on the delicate leaflets of your heart valves, particularly your aortic valve. If excess calcium settles on those leaflets, they become heavy, stiff, and arthritic. This is aortic stenosis. Instead of a smooth, wide-open door, your heart is suddenly forced to pump blood through a tiny, stiff, calcified keyhole. Your heart muscle has to work exponentially harder just to keep you alive. Eventually, it fails. A highly controversial but groundbreaking study published in the British Medical Journal found that individuals taking calcium supplements had a roughly 30% increased risk of suffering a heart attack. Finally, there is a third, incredibly dangerous mechanism, the acid blockade. Calcium carbonate is an incredibly powerful alkaline base. It is the exact active ingredient in popular antacids like Tums. For a senior, this is a biological disaster. We desperately need what little acid we have left to properly break down proteins and extract vital nutrients like vitamin B12, iron, and magnesium. You are aggressively starving your body. But the danger goes far beyond nutrition. Millions of seniors take their daily calcium pill at the exact same time they take their life-saving prescription medications, like blood pressure pills or blood thinners. Many drugs require an acidic environment to dissolve. If you swallow them with calcium carbonate, the pill drops into a neutralized stomach. The medication binds with the chalk, creating a massive, insoluble complex. The life-saving drug is simply flushed out, completely unabsorbed. You think you are protecting your heart, but the calcium pill just physically blocked your medication. Your blood pressure remains dangerously high. I know this information is alarming. You are asking, Rowers Dr. Okoro, how am I supposed to protect my skeleton? I have developed a specific protocol, the Bone Safe Protocol. 4 mandatory, non-negotiable steps. Step 1. The dietary calcium rule. You must immediately stop relying on massive concentrated pills. The human body absorbs dietary calcium slowly and safely, without causing violent blood spikes. You need roughly 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams a day. You can easily get this from food. A cup of yogurt contains over 400 milligrams. Spinach, kale, real cheese, and sardines are all massive sources. Step 2. The K2 and Magnesium Alliance. Calcium is useless without a command center. You must ensure you have adequate levels of vitamin K2 and magnesium. Vitamin K2 is the biological traffic cop. Vitamin K2 sweeps calcium out of your coronary arteries and kidneys and physically locks it into the matrix of your bones. Magnesium is the structural glue that makes bones flexible and shatter-resistant. Step 3. The 500 milligram ceiling. If your doctor has commanded you to supplement, you must follow the ceiling. The human digestive tract physically cannot absorb more than 500 milligrams at once. If you must supplement, break the pill in half. Take 250 milligrams in the morning and 250 milligrams at night, and never take it alongside your prescription medications. Step 4. The mechanical loading mandate. We rely entirely too much on chemicals. Your bones are living tissues. They grow stronger in direct response to mechanical stress, not just because you swallow a mineral. The best way to increase bone density after 60 is through weight-bearing exercise. Walking and lifting light dumbbells literally bends the bone on a microscopic level, signaling the osteoblast to lay down new bone. Your kidneys and your heart have worked flawlessly for decades. They are magnificent, resilient organs, but they are entirely unequipped to handle a daily, unnatural avalanche of raw, concentrated limestone. You have the power to stop this silent calcification. You do not have to be a victim of fear-based marketing. Protect your skeleton intelligently, using real food, supporting nutrients, and physical movement. I strongly, urgently implore you to share this video. Send it to your spouse, friends at the senior center, or your community pages. Almost every adult over 60 has a bottle of calcium carbonate in their bathroom. If you found this deep dive valuable and want to continue learning how to protect your health with facts, please hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell. I am committed to bringing you the unvarnished truth. Before you click away, please drop a comment down below. Tell me, do you take a daily calcium supplement, and does it contain calcium carbonate or calcium citrate? Check the back of your bottle right now. Use the knowledge I have shared today for an informed conversation with your healthcare team. Advocate for your vital organs. Thank you for your time. Take care of your kidneys and your heart. I will see you in the next video.